Ahoy, Let's Watchers, it's me, your valiant Captain Vasco. In the last episode, we completed some more challenges, including the somewhat challenging 4-minute time limit to eliminate all the enemies in that one room with the waterfalls and the whatnot. And so I came back here because I now have enough points to unlock one of these special moves. I'm going to go with the Web Strike Bounce, I've decided. Because it seems fun. Let's do that.
Amazing.
But yeah, so we should be good to move on to the next room. And then this door closes behind us, so there's no cheating.
This place will be loaded with traps.
Not sure exactly how you would cheat, but it does prevent you from going back and, well, coming in here and then going back to try and kill the guys off in that room with the time limit. Anyway, along the way we find a bunch of spider emblems. Spider emblems are fun. Almost have enough to complete the challenge. This is that thing I was thinking of before. So, check this out. Spider emblem over here, a bunch of arrows. Is there actually one over here? I may be wrong about that part. No, but there is another trap. So if you feel like getting shot at by a bunch of arrows, feel free to just wander over there. Now here there's another type of trap, which is like an explosive wire trigger trap, which they really only appear in like 1 or 2 hallways in this level. Kind of an odd addition to the game, in my opinion, because they don't make much use of them.
Yikes!
That's some really good shooting to take down my web from a distance.
Come on.
It's not
Sorry,
that
I'm
thick.
allergic to bullets. They ruin my complexion.
You cannot dodge forever.
So here starts another peculiar section of the game. And yeah, we've unlocked new upgrades that we can't afford yet because we don't get a lot of points in this first level, to be honest. Let's see, more combo. Disarm is one of my favorites in the game. We'll get to that later. But yeah, since I can't afford any of these, I'm not going to waste too much time on it. I really only want to talk about those. What a good time to change the camera angle. The reason why this section of the level is unique and fairly annoying is that, yeah, you have to fight from this, like, weird, extreme angle view where you're,
How could I miss?
You're watching through Kraven's... Oh, God. This is very, very annoying.
Take this, yo.
I should probably kill this guy, because he's the one who's really giving me trouble. The rest of them, like, they're just not smart enough, but, like, that other guy was really quick.
Take this, yo.
Shot his own guy. That's a fun thing you can do, and I'm actually surprised that it's not, at least to my recollection, it is not a Web of Destiny challenge for the level. But you can trick Kraven into shooting his own men in this section of the game. So yeah, we've now unlocked all of the challenges on this web, so let's take a look at any I missed before. Yeah, here I'm supposed to dodge bullets, and I've almost completed that one. Pillars, that's later, that's the final boss fight. This one's coming up shortly, if I recall, Kraven's Den. It's the mid-boss fight. And, I think this also takes place during the mid-boss fight. Now, the reason I'm glossing over this one right here, Spider Collector, is because I'm really bad at it. In my initial playthrough of the game, I managed to complete this 0 times, even though Spider Collector, finding 8 hidden spiders, is a challenge in every single level of the game. At some point, I may try and, like, use a walkthrough to find all these locations and just, like, go through every level in some sort of massive bonus video montage thing, but I'm definitely not going to worry about those during my playthrough of the game because I find them very frustrating and I would waste a lot of your time trying to find them on my own. But, yeah, so you don't actually have to trick Kraven into shooting his own men, but you can, and it's quite a lot of fun. It's a little difficult, though. I just missed him.
And some for you.
There. And now, how could I miss?
Get him to blow up rocks, too.
I could do this all night.
Outrageous. You are lucky. That is all.
I can't remember. I'm trying to determine right now if using the defensive stance actually makes you dodge the bullets. And somehow I think it does, because I don't seem to be taking damage off of that. Anyway, time for another section of this. Yeah, this this is pretty easily my least favorite part of this level. It just, like, a game like this can be challenging when you don't have, like, complete control of the camera. Spider-Man Noir. So a section like this, where you get, like, absolutely no control over the camera, in a way that, like, specifically makes the game more challenging, it's pretty hard, and I don't know. I don't find that it adds anything particularly fun or interesting to the game.
You are lucky.
It's very reminiscent of anyone who's played, like, the Ninja Turtles game, Turtles in Time.
Are you the new candidates for the Spider-Man fan
There's
club?
that level where you fight Shredder from this type of perspective, and you have to, like, try and throw his own foot soldiers into the screen. I also love this section where, like, the enemies can attack you, but you, like, literally can't see your own character because you're watching Kraven shoot a log.
Now.
Hey, while we're here, why don't I make use of my new trick? My,
Bad guy,
web
corner
zip bounce. Sperdoing. See, that's fun. How is that not fun?
How could I?
You don't look so good. Who's having a good time? Raise your
Oh, that
hand.
was weird. I see something? Oh, it's a dude.
And some for you. Next.
So those guys all seem to be taken care of.
Don't
Oh,
trust
yeah, then there's this bit where you have to... The first time I played this, I was super confused, because I get here and I'm like, okay, Racing River, that, like, how am I supposed to... You can just walk through it. It's not nearly as threatening as it looks. But yeah, this is, as I said, definitely my least favorite part of this level, but it pales in comparison to some of the stuff that happens in those Spider-Man Noir levels. Those are my absolute least favorite.
die.
Not even close.
Yet. Don't trust me.
This is my heavy combo. Let's punch him a bit. Slow motion death, that's always nice.
I miss.
Let's hop on this log.
Oh, I am good.
It's another one of those sections where you can't really fall off the log because of your stickum powers. So that's at least nice. And now... No, we're not quite there yet. But we're getting close to the thing that I was referring to as the mid-level boss. You'll see. It's pretty common in these levels to have a mid-level boss.
It's Spider-Man.
Hey, let's use some airborne combos. I often forget that I have them because they're relatively difficult to pull off, but in this first level, the enemies aren't as challenging, and so it's a little easier to, you know, show off with some new tricks. Here we go. This is what I was referring to. This is the mid-level boss, or part one of him, I guess, depending on how you look at it.
Let me guess. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. Am I right? Wow, love your headdress. Is that from the Skull Collection? May I suggest an accoutrement? Perhaps something from the Webbing Collection. Ah, classic.
I'm surprised that he left out the pun that this guy's a real bonehead. Haha! Alright, this is one of those guys where if you try to web zip him, he will pretty much... Well, he'll usually attack you and deflect your attack. Go around him, punch him, dodge. Yeah, he's pretty slow. He's not that difficult to deal with. Him and enemies like him become like a more common enemy type later in the game. So definitely not that difficult. But if he does hit you, it can do some damage. Some of his moves can like stun you and then it gets worse. What's fun is that if there's smaller enemies around, you can trick him into wailing on them with the club. I like that. It seems like a good addition to this game, because I feel like that's the sort of thing that Spider-Man would often take advantage of. Like tricking enemies into attacking each other, because he wasn't Wolverine. He wasn't the type of guy who shows off by, you know, just using brute force. I think I was saying something, but I've forgotten what it was. It probably wasn't terribly important.
Stronger than you.
Yeah, he's not that difficult to dodge, especially once you get the hang of, you know, what his types of attacks are and when he'll be using them. And here, we finish him off. There's a couple enemies in the game where it will prompt you to press B to do like a special sort of cutscene attack to finish someone off. Usually you have to do a certain amount of damage before you're allowed to do that.
I thought I taught you better than that.
So yeah, we don't actually have to fight more of those right now. Instead, we'd fight Kraven. So it's not really better. Considering that he is a named Spider-Man villain, I imagine he is considerably more difficult than the Boneheads.
He's blinded by the thrill of the hunt. Wait for him to lunge, then strike.
That was an interesting glitch I caused. I tried to do a web zip right as he was running at me, and then like managed to be invincible for his attack. I've done it twice now.
I knew I should have stayed in today.
Oh, bugger.
So Kraven.
Haha, kicked him off. Yeah, at certain points in this fight, he'll do things. He throws his blades, which are somewhat difficult to dodge. And at certain points, like the little spear tips in these holes in the ground will pop up. And if you don't find a perch point really quickly, then you'll get hit by them and stunned, and it deals a fair amount of damage. But you don't want to spend too much time. Ugh, that was unfortunate. You definitely don't want to spend too much time just like sitting on the perch point, trying to like avoid his attacks and whatnot. Because if you do that, oh man, I missed my opportunity to do that special attack.
Hey Kraven, remember that version of your vest that used to shoot rays from the eyes? That was great.
Took that attack straight to the face. But yeah, as I was saying, if you try and stay on those perch points for too long, we'll do this move. Haha, slammed in the ground.
The best offense is a good defense.
Alright, we're about to get ourselves into a peculiar part of the gameplay. So sometimes you'll get up close and personal with a boss, and what you have to do is you press the left and right direction sticks, up, down, left, or right, to perform various attacks. You're pretty much like playing a boxing mini game, essentially. It's probably easier to show it than to try and explain it. So it will also prompt you when your opponent is trying to attack, and you want to hit. I think the dodge command is always both sticks down simultaneously. So, you know, when it prompts you to do that, you want to do that because really you can only take, I think, 2-3 hits tops in any one of these sections before you fail and have to try over. But here it's just showing like each direction is sort of like, you know, a different type of punch. There's a jab, a hook, an overhead punch. Each one has a different power level. And I believe if you like spam one attack, you constantly choose one type of punch, it's easier for the opponent to defend against it themselves, and then they have more opportunities to attack you. So you want to try and mix up your moves, but also do as much damage as quickly as possible. So let's give it a shot. Some jabs, punch, first-person combat, well done, you're awesome. I'm pretty awesome. Let's be honest. So here's some punches. Whoop. I guess he always gets 3 chances to attack.
I knew it.
There we go. Punched him a bunch. Bunch of punch.
I promise you will power to me.
I'm still not sure I actually got a chance to say what I was going to say about the perch points. He'll like do this weird move where he like jumps up, grabs you, and then like, woof. Then he like pile drives you into the ground. It does like a bunch of damage and stuns you. It's pretty good to avoid that if you can. Oh, bother. That's just mean. Making it so there's only like 2 places I can go and throwing the projectiles. I don't think I've ever actually seen him pull that move before. Oh, where'd he go?
There was a blow.
All of a sudden, I'm doing pretty poorly at this. I've lost the rhythm of the fight because of that first-person combat section. That is one of the unfortunate parts about that element of the gameplay, is that it really does break up the flow of the game in more ways than one.
I will destroy you, spider. You're doing it. Think quickly.
Projectile Blade's attack is probably the most annoying, in my opinion. I mean, the pile driver is much worse, but it's much easier to avoid, because all you have to do is not spend a lot of time up on those perch points.
Beast.
Hey there.
Can you catch this? Slow, too slow. Your head will make a glorious trophy. Can you catch this?
Almost done here. These first couple of first-person combat ones, particularly Kraven, they're not that difficult. They don't have a lot of chances to block.
And as the victor, I command you to leave! Holy cow, that worked. Alright, let's find Kraven.
Alright, so another challenge completed. There's 2 in that video, at least. Well, 3, I guess. Anyway, sorry that took a little bit longer than I was anticipating. He's not that difficult of a boss, but I got a little bit distracted with my own explanations and sort of let myself get a little bit more beat up on than I should have. He's not that difficult, just follow the tips I gave you, and yeah, it's a pretty straightforward fight. Anyway, join me next time, and we will once again traverse through more of Kraven's jungle. Thanks for watching, please subscribe and comment, and keep being awesome.